Sometimes returning is more agonizing than leaving. Everyone in the village knows the story of Hashu, the madman. He had gone off to war and did not return even after the nation won its freedom. Months passed. His mother's tears had long since dried. His wife too had abandoned hope. Then, unexpectedly, Hashu came back, broken, war-wounded. Hashu's supposed death had already been mourned. His absence had been carved into memory. For his mother and wife, the grief of his return proved heavier than the grief of his loss. Since Hashu's return, his elder brother had been sitting quietly by the depleted river. The brother who had lovingly raised him after their father's untimely death was struck hardest. At first sight of Hashu's return, joy ignited in him like a sudden bolt of lightning. But just as swiftly, it was as if thunder itself crushed him to an irredeemable collapse. Hashu's mother was struck dumb. She ran her hand over his head once, slipped into the kitchen, and did not come out. She could not bring herself to look at the son who had returned from war. The neighbors who gathered stood frozen at a distance, like lifeless statues, with their hands pressed to their mouths. They did not come any closer, fearing that to approach Hashu would be to speak to him, and so they stood rooted in place, staring at Hashu blankly. Hashu himself felt as though returning alive were a crime. Each day he sat by the pond, feet trailing in the water, thoughts lost in a daze. Life had thrust him into a different kind of war, one without enemies, without blood, without an end. The same man who had led many wartime campaigns now sat motionless, waiting to surrender to life itself. For the first time, he thought, it might have been better if the war had never ended at all. Ma, Hashu spoke to the water. How long has it been since I saw your face? Let me look at you just once, and I'll be on my way. How long has it been since your hand fed me rice and lentils? Let me taste a handful, and I will leave. How long has it been since I smelled the scent of your body? Let me bury my head in your embrace once more, and then I'll be gone. He saw his mother's face floating before him. You could have sent a word. Ma spoke to the dying flames of the stove. Just a letter to say you were alive. And now, what are we to do with this life that's left? Where will you go? Where can I keep you? Come, go into the depths of my heart, where you've always belonged. She saw Hashu's semblance flickering within the glowing coal. I couldn't go to war, Hashu's brother thought aloud. I fled with my family from one village to the next. But you, when you knew you'd return, why did you not come sooner? What kind of life is this that you've brought back with you? His words dissolved into the silence of the dead river. The only one missing from the house was Hashu's wife. Hashu dared not lift his eyes, fearing what might happen if their eyes met. A newborn's cry rose from within the house. When Hashu had gone to war, he had left behind a mother and a pregnant wife. Now, returned, he did not know whether the child was his or his brother's. He did not even dare to find out. He listened to the baby's cries intently, wondering how it could sound so sweet and so unbearable at the same time, how it could both shatter his heart and fill it with aching tenderness. Thank you.